YouTube and YouTube subscribers. Today we're going to be doing a species profile on water Sprite. Now, I don't really know how to pronounce the scientific name for this plant, but it will be in the description, and it will be shown in some photographs that'll be added to this video after I'm done with the profile. Now, water Sprite is a very popular aquarium plant. It's often confused with water wisteria. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is that water Sprite, unlike wisteria, water Sprite's an actual fern. So water Sprite grows as a crown, you can see here, and unlike water wisteria, which grows as a stem plant. Now, water Sprite is very easy to take care of. It's highly adaptable. It has a low light requirement, even though it can live under a higher light also. Now, another thing about this plant is, since it's a fern, it reproduces asexually, as you can see right here. You look real closely, you can see that there's little fernlets developing on this mother plant. Those fernlets naturally pop off, and I'm not sure what rate they pop off, but this plant reproduces much faster than job fern. It also grows very quickly when it's in good condition. Like I'm saying, you can get one small plant, and within 2 or 3 weeks, your tank might be just full of water Sprite. Now, one thing about this plant is its leaves change shape depending on whether or not it's floating, planted, or growing above water. For example, this leaf here is growing out of the water, and this is what happens is the little leaflets actually become narrow and small, while when it's floating, the leaflets are flat instead. And when it's also growing rooted, the plant kind of takes on a look very similar to Hygrophila dimorphes, also known as water wisteria. And it becomes a very tall, leafy crown plant, even though, keep in mind, it's still not a stem plant, it's a fern. One thing I find this plant to be pretty good for is it's just good at taking over your water surface and dampening light. It makes very good water cover for shark fish, especially fish like pearl grammies and such. This is just a good all-around plant for that. Another thing that this plant's also good for is that it's actually edible. It's edible for human consumption. For a fact, it's also eaten in India. But one thing you can do is that if you grow enough of this plant, you can use it as food for fish such as pacus, and even for stuff like chameleons, iguanas and turtles, since it can grow like a weed. I've had this plant melt on me before, but that might have just been from the plant going from very strong pH changes, but that's probably the reason why it melted. Overall, this plant is reasonably flexible in terms of pH. It likes a pH from between 5 to 8, and the water can be soft to moderately hard. And of course, as I said before, it doesn't require much lighting to thrive. Now, just to give you an example of how fast this stuff reproduces, in this tank here, I put in one large plant, and that was about 2 weeks ago, and now I just have all these large plants here overlapping. So, this is a very easy to care for plant. I'd probably recommend this as a star plant. I'd recommend it with Anubia, Barii, Nana, and the related Java fern, just because they're so easy to take care of. Now, functionally, it's as I stated before, it's a good light dampening plant. It's also a good fry coverage plant. For example, right now there's some guppy fry in here, and they're hiding inside this water Sprite clump right here. So there's not much to taking care of water Sprite. One issue I've had with it, I find it to be kind of difficult to root. There are some other channels that have videos of how to get this plant to actually root down. I've tried it, but I haven't been able to. But I've heard it's easier to get the plant to root from when it's a little fernlet instead of a mature plant. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Keep watching for some more info in the images preceding the video. So peace out.